Here is the Deathblow build in action. So we have our Overpower ready, we have our Malignant Strike ready, and we have our Encroaching Wrath ready. So you're going to go in here, you're going to pop Wrath of the Berserker, and then you're going to hit a Deathblow. What's up, guys? Rupert here, with the Walking Arsenal Deathblow build. And I gotta say, this build is fun, it's good. You have to stick to the combination, and if you don't, then it kind of falls off. It gets kind of weak. It's still a good build. I would say this will easily clear Nightmare Dungeon 85 and below. If you watch my gameplay video of Nightmare Dungeon 93, we did it. It wasn't a struggle, but you could definitely do Dungeon Nightmare 93 with a faster build. Like it was a bit of a struggle when you don't hit your death blow. So I would suggest, if you have these pieces and you want to clear Nightmare Dungeon 85, so what's that, like enemy level like 140-ish and below, I would say if you're doing like speed runs, things like that, this is really fun. It's satisfying gameplay. If you want to push Abbattoir of Zir, this wouldn't be the build I would use, because if you miss a death blow, or if your death blow does not critical strike, it does get a little weak. But other than that, it's still fun to play, and it'll still do pretty much everything. So let's go over it. So up top, we still have the Helmet of Might. I use Might in my helmet in pretty much all of my builds I use. And you still want total armor, max life cooldown, but in this one you want ranks to death blow, and you want max ranks. And this one is Disobedience, because we don't have our armor maxed out, as you can see there, 1185. We need Disobedience to max it out. So if you can, get total armor, max health, and some resistances that you need. Mine are pretty close to capped out, so I'm not really concerned. And the next one, so we have the Gloves of Audacity. One thing I am noticing about all the higher Nightmare dungeons is that if you have to hit them first, and if they hit you, then you pretty much you don't get one-shotted, but with a bunch of monsters around, you do kind of get one-shotted. So I think we have decent health. So I'm looking for more ways to be unstoppable and to stun them, or to make sure that we can hit them first. So I think going forward, Audacity is probably going to be a staple when you're Nightmare Dungeon pushing, so that they're stunned for 4 seconds, and you can just pretty much, if you can't kill them in 4 seconds, then they might kill you. And the Protector. So I'm thinking about swapping things around. I'm thinking about putting the Audacity here, Disobedience here, so I can put Intercom back on my gloves. But in the meantime, I have Protector. This is still a staple that I really enjoy. And again, total armor, max life. And if you have your resistance cap, then you can get 2 other things like strength or some sort of damage reduction. Weapons master on the boots, that's a good place for it. And if you're not doing a weapon mastery skill, I would say put like Ghost Walkers on here. But you always want movement speed and some resistances. This is our overkill mace. This one unfortunately sucks, as it's not even 900 item power. So this is the only one I have. It does luckily have max ranks to death blow, which is really nice. But this is, if this wasn't the overkill mace, there was no way I would use this. Like, it's just too low. I would say the bare minimum you want is like a 900 item power. You really want 925, but yeah. So I'm using this mace just to show off the build. And then on your 2 weapons here, you want Earth Striker and you want Rapid. And what you want to roll on these is Strength, Overpower, Damage to Close, and you could put critical strike or damage to berserking, or all stats. So these two are still rolled pretty well. The core skill I would kind of take out, and then you want your encroaching wrath on your two-hander. And to me, this is rolled perfectly. The strength is a little low, but besides that, it has everything we want. Damage to berserking, damage to close, overpower, and strength. For some reason, if you don't have the overkill mace, you would put Earth Striker on like your overkill, on your mace spot, and you could put Encroaching Wrath on your slashing spot. Or like my other video, if you have an Ancient's Oath and you don't have an overkill, you could put Ancient's Oath here and put Encroaching Wrath on here. And then to the rings, we have the Red Ring of Furor. This ring is amazing, and it synergizes very well with Encroaching Wrath. So you hit Rend 3 times, which gives us 100 Fury, and then your next Deathblow will deal 200% damage, well, 196 in my case, and 24% for critical, and it's guaranteed critical strike. So that's why if you don't stay with the combination that I explained, which is Steel Grasp, use your basic attack to get some Fury, Rend 3 times, and then Deathblow, this doesn't work as well. So you kind of have to stick to that combo. And our next ring is a Slaking Ring. This just gives us more Fury for when we are using a Rend. And again, I love, if you don't take the 3 shouts and you use Iron Skin, I would say always put it on the necklace, on the amulet, as this is a hybrid between the 2 shouts. And for our vampiric powers, this is how we get Fortify. This helps us stay alive with damage reduction. This is why you have to open with Steel Grasp, as we deal more damage to them. This is for when you use your basic attack, that it will help your cooldown of your Steel Grasp, of your Iron Skin, Wrath of Berserker, and Deathblow. And this one here, of course, we don't overpower core skills, but this is another way that we get an overpower for our Deathblow. And because we do make things vulnerable all the time, we use two-handed axe. So basic skills, lunging strike with dual wield. Very important. And then you come down here, you could take Upheaval, but I would only take Upheaval if you have 120 Fury. Because if you don't, it just might get a little, it just might feel a little clunky. But with this, you have, 35 times 3 is 100. You have 100 Fury, good to go. And take Violent Rend. And then down here, we want more life. We want more damage from elites. You take Iron Skin, and I like Iron Skin to work as a potion, so I take that. If you don't need more healing, then you could definitely take Strategic. I like being fast, so this is a staple in all my builds. I don't know. The more movement speed, the better. Love it. And then down here, so we have Steel Grasp and Vulnerable Steel Grasp with Berserking Steel Grasp. This is huge. This is why this skill is so important to open with, right there. And then everything is close to us, so this is massive, and this kills everything quicker. And then Deathblow. So we have 18 ranks. We have 4 from our helmet, 6 from our mace, and I kind of brushed over it, but we have 3 from the amulet on there. Very important to get 3 ranks of weapon mastery skills if you're doing Rupture or Deathblow. So yeah, 18 ranks in total, and this is why this is so much fun on bosses, and I like it to give us more berserking, but if you're light on Fury, you could use that as well. We take this to gain this passive, so our Fortify kind of helps us out more. And here, if you need more fury, swap these 2 points to over here. Or if you need more life, then keep them here. We take Wrath of the Berserker. And this is a walking arsenal build, so you do want to do the rotation that I said before, so you get all the bonuses. And then you have the trifecta here. Like, this is like the just the perfect synergy for everything. So this is why, again, making everything vulnerable is so important. And this is why the ring is amazing, and overpower is just great. So this is wicked. If you get an amulet with any of these 3 on it, like, definitely use it. Slaying Strike is still good, but man, if an amulet with like that one, massive. Oh, actually, or any of them actually is just amazing. On to the Paragon. Okay, so our first board, we have Ire. And our second board, we have Crusher as for the overpower damage. And we take Bone Breaker, and we do take this for more overpower damage and just more life in general. Third board is Decimator, so we, again, make everything vulnerable, and we overpower vulnerable enemies quite consistently. And this one has Dominate. And then this board is Warbringer for Wrath. So, of course, after we hit Rend 3 times, we are going to guaranteed have a critical strike. So this is just a no-brainer in the build. Then our next board is Carnage with Might, and I always put Might. You probably noticed I use Might in pretty much all my builds because I use two-handed weapons. But I always put Might in the Carnage board, and I do that for these buffs here. So it's giving it 100%. So it's really 5, and then boom, it'll go to 10. Right, so that's awesome. So we're getting quite a lot of damage bonus from there. And then our last board, we just take Blood Rage. Blood Rage is just too good to pass up. It really is. You definitely got to take it. That is the Deathblow build. It is fun. It's actually my second favorite playstyle after Rend Rupture. But I feel for Abbattoir of Zir, it's probably going to be a miss. I don't know. If I get a better overkill and it does better, then maybe I'll come back to it. But as of right now, the mace is too low. It's still a fun build. But if you're looking for a build for Abbattoir of Zir, I don't think this is it. I think you're going to want to go Upheaval or Hammer of the Ancients. And that is the next build I'm going to make, which is Hammer of the Ancients, as I feel that's going to be my Abbattoir of Zir build. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.